So, Art Room here to talk with Molly, who is currently part of our exhibition, Interchanging Lines, Constructing Homes. Molly, can you tell me a little bit about your inspiration?
The pieces that I'm showing are digital romance and couplings, and with these pieces, which are sculptural in nature and also more part of my design practice and part of the reproduction series, I'm looking at the language that's based on machines and binary thinking and how that's mapped onto human bodies, but also the way that that language is sensual and disrupts those binaries. Um, Digital Romance is a series of, it's bubble packaging that I've saved from when I go to the store to buy different products, which are generally gendered. So eyelash curlers or hair brushes, My Little Pony, different variations of nipples for babies. So lots of gendered products. And then what I did is I had a show coming up, and I cast resin and plaster, colored plaster, and other mediums into those containers, and then hung them up on the wall as a kind of braille that that evidences an evolution in products, where, like, when I go into the store, I'm really interested in how each product, like an animal, occupies this evolutionary niche to attract us on almost like a sexual or sensual or animal level to buy it. And so that was my way of showcasing that braille. It's kind of like a braille or an ancient language that transcends words. And couplings, which is still part of the reproduction series and part of my design sculptural practice, are couplings. They're literally couplings from Lowe's or Home Depot. I can't remember which one, but they're put together in unusual configuration. So I was really interested and have been consistently interested in this idea of, when you go to the store, you have a coupling and it's male or female, and that's how they fit together. And I wanted to highlight that language, but I also wanted to disrupt it and make these kind of, precious little objects that are almost like archaeological relics of the future, of the past, and of the present, and how those things are changing as we navigate identity and as it becomes more fluid and spectrum based.
So, what can you tell me about what you're doing right now, currently?
I'm working on a number of different things. I'm working with a web designer to basically redesign my online presence, and that's going to support putting my reproduction and my design work and my public work in one category. That's coupled with a design business. And then I'm moving on to my tree series. And as we talked about before this interview began, the tree series is climate-based, and it's based in a practice of walking around in my body and gathering branches. So it's been a challenge to do in Texas, but it's I think what's going to carry me forward, maybe away from the Texas climate. And it's also talking about the entanglement between nature and technology. So the trees are like, the best way to describe them is sci-fi anime futuristic robot trees. And they're miniature vignettes, and they're meant to be really magical, but at the same time disturbing. And that's because I myself am torn between these opposing forces of nature and technology. And I think that both of them, which literally right now with COVID and biodiversity thinning and everything that's happening, zoonoses, they're at war with one another. And neither one is a safe place to rest. And so with that series, I want to capture this disturbing tension between the two, but I'm also drawing from the way that different species use their beautiful, like, camouflage to seduce you, and you can't tell what's constructed and what's real. And then also how that idea of what is constructed and what is real is something that we're navigating through social media. So it's almost like we're animals and we're displaying our finest feathers, Yeah. But it's constructed. And I'm very cognizant of that when I myself am on Instagram. And animals do the same thing.
I also see that you're wearing some really unique pieces of jewelry. Can you talk about those?
So part of my changing identity as somebody that's a hybrid artist and designer is that I'm starting a small business as a designer. And this is focusing on things that I've done in the past for fun, but this was also part of a pop-up shop exhibition in September of last year with a number of really well-known and wonderful female artists. Uni Lee, Tabitha Trolley, myself, and Grace Lee Lawrence. So if you go to @MVDierks, or if you go to my website, which again is in development, you can find these pieces that I'm wearing. So these are called Geo earrings, and they are about web-based thinking and boundaries. So how do you go into the world and sort of proudly announce your boundaries? And I'm also thinking of a mother spider at the center of her web and her power. And this is a Lego heart necklace. So if you break the heart, you can take it off.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And these are different. So I've got 4 different colors, but my favorite is this color, the minty turquoise blue, and the lipstick red. And both of these are $25. So if you DM me or you email me, I will mail you a pair with a business card that features a large nipple on the front and a nipple sticker so that you can put your nipple sticker anywhere on any kind of building, and now that building or object will have a big nipple on it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I love those pieces. Can you let us know your website so we can check you out some more?
So it's mollyvdierks.com, and my new website will hopefully be going live sometime in August or soon, but it will still be the same address. And I think that will be a more fluid experience of, with my changing identity.